Hey guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2018. The iTunes exclusive vintage edition. Dad, rock on, goddess woman. All right, let's get right into this video. So, I have made an after show or response reaction video to every one of Shane's videos with Graveyard Girl so far. And so I thought, of course I have to make a third video in response to the third part of the video. And the finale, that was 50. Shane, my God, that's like one of my vlogs. It was 50 minutes long and I enjoyed every minute of it. And it's interesting that this video came out when it did today. You know, I think the one thing about YouTube that's interesting, and not just YouTube, but pop culture in general, movies, music, whatever, is that, you know, you can love a movie or a book when you're like 16 years old or 18 years old, and then at 40, let's say, it doesn't have the same impact on you, and maybe it has something to do with what you're going through at that time. But for me, watching this video today, and let me tell you how I watched it. So I had previously watched the first two videos in Shane's series, and I specifically saved Bunny's two newest videos, well, the one she posted today, and then the previous one about why she was lying, which was basically an unboxing of a purse. I saved those until the third piece was out because I didn't want to see like the result of what had happened on her channel until I had seen all parts of the series. So I watched the third part of the finale today. Okay, can we just... I made a cameo, I mean 2 seconds, but I made a cameo at the end of the video. I live. Oh my God, I fainted a million faints. So anyway, I fainted a million faints. So anyway, I loved this video so much. But anyway, I watched the third part, and then I went in and I watched Bunny's video, which was called something like, Why I've Been Lying to You, which was trending like crazy. Did you guys see that? The only thing I was really confused about with this video, which I thought was fantastic, okay, was that it had 7.6 thousand dislikes on it. Are there that many? I saw that troll movie, okay? I saw that troll movie. There are not that many trolls out there. Who are the 7.6 thousand? This is what kills me, okay? You can watch a video where somebody like bears their soul and is completely 100% honest, and they tell their story, and it's just like such a it's such a moving experience. And then somebody out there is hitting the dislike button. Who are you that you are so miserable in your own life experience that you would hit a dislike button on that? I really do not understand that. And that's been one of my, you know, I guess, I mean, maybe it's people that have fallen out of love with Bunny and they just can't be bothered anymore or something like that. But I watched this video and I thought to myself, now I've been watching YouTube for like 8 years, okay? And I've seen a lot of really genuine videos before, but this was really genuine. You could tell her fear of being herself on video. I just was so blown away with the honesty and the truth in this video, and just her total authenticity, that even when she was doing this unboxing of this Dior purse, you know, like, I thought, well, what was interesting to me, and I'm like kind of all over the place, was that it was a purse that even if it wasn't Christian Dior and she really had just bought it in a thrift shop like she was talking about, like it so fit her personality that it made sense, if that makes sense. But anyway, what I kind of loved about it was that she weaved the unboxing through with the story of why she hasn't shown some of those things. And I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. I thought it was done so well. So anyway, I watched that video and then I watched her last video. And you know, at that point, I was just a complete emotional mess. I mean, I just totally was. And let me tell you why, because this is gonna play into what I have to say about this video. My mother passed away 10 years ago today, and I wanted to get on here today and I wanted to do some kind of video, you know, I don't know, in honor of my mom and the things that I've learned since she's passed away, and, you know, thinking about her. And I talk a lot about my mom. In fact, my whole vlog last night that I just posted was all about my mom on my vlog channel, you know, and the last night before she passed away and all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to do something on this channel, you know, talking about my mom. And it's weird how the universe works, because it kind of came full circle to me. And if you watch my videos, which, you know, are considered drama videos or commentary videos, they are, but I like to weave in parts of myself and who I am, and, you know, talk about mistakes I've made and things I've learned, and try to pass that on to other people through what I see in their videos, if that makes sense. And so it was kind of weird what happened at several different moments. So I watched these videos, and I think like I was just kind of emotionally set off anyway today. And I was sitting outside, and I got to the part at the very end of the finale when Shane says goodbye. They say goodbye, and I literally started I just started bawling. And it just, I don't know. It's like, you know, one of the things that I think, you know, YouTube exists in this little world, but when you are a person that makes videos on YouTube and you have friends that, you know, live here and live there and live wherever, I think the reality, people think that like all YouTubers live in LA, and that's just not the reality. I'm in the middle of nowhere, Indianapolis, Indiana, you know, and she's in Texas, and so to just get on a flight for most of us and go visit somebody, you know, all the time, it's like online friendships. And I was talking about this on my BookTube channel the other day, that like in 2018, for a lot of us, online friendships that we've made through, you know, Twitter or Instagram or YouTube or whatever, you know, or whatever means you've met somebody online, I think are even just as real as friendships that we have in our real life, even if we're not meeting those people. So, you know, it's hard because we develop these relationships with YouTubers, and as people that make videos, we develop relationships with people that live all over the world. So it's not like you can just get in a camp, you know, get in a car and drive to their house 15 minutes away. And I really felt that in that moment, you know, that like, I don't know, being alone and wanting to like share what your life is like with somebody else that understands making videos, and yet they live in LA. And that, for that reason, that moment was like just kind of really profound for me. So anyway, and I loved later hearing how she was the one that reached out to him for a collab, and he said absolutely no questions asked. Like, I think that is so, you know, just evidence of who Shane is as a person, especially when her fear was that a lot of YouTubers would never want to collab with her again because of her, what she considered a failing, dying channel. And I mean, first of all, Bunny, there are some dying channels out there, okay? And yours was not doing the greatest, but let's just be honest, it wasn't dead. So anyway, but I loved the whole series, and it was absolutely fantastic. And you know, one of the interesting things to me, and this is just, I'm just telling you my reaction to the videos, okay, was when, like, they pranked Shane in the store, and, which kind of took me a second to figure out. I'm like, oh, Shane is not in control for a second? I kind of live for this. So anyway, but Bunny was like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. And then he stopped her and he asked her, like, you know, what does she think, like, when somebody passes on and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, that moment that they had where she's like, I just kind of, it was kind of an emotional moment. And she said, I like to just kind of think of somebody like working in the garden or something. She's like, I don't want that to be my last memory of them. And if you watch my vlogs, you know, I talk a lot about my last moment with my mom because we took her off life support, and so I was there for every second leading up to it and the seconds after it. And one of the greatest lessons I've ever learned in my life was in that moment. And I'm so thankful that I was there for that, because what I realized afterwards, after everybody cleared the room and it was just my mom and I sitting there in the hospital for heaven, while we were sitting there in the hospital room and I was holding her hand, and which, you know, I felt like she was gone long before that. But what I realized was, we're born, we live, we die, and what we put in the middle of it is ours. And it was such like this moment that I didn't even understand really fully until months later. So I'm watching her videos, and after that, I'm watching the one where she's doing the unboxing and she's talking about all this and how she didn't feel like she could feel who she is, be who she wanted to be, and all this kind of stuff. And there was so much fear exuding from Bunny in these videos that she's like, I'm so, you know, like she said, I just want you guys to like this, and I just want you guys to like this. I'm sitting there and I'm wanting to say to her, stop worrying so much. People love you. And I think that the one thing that Shane did for her was that for a period of her life, this, you know, couple days that it took them to film this, he made her feel like she was really, really important. And, you know, I love the quote from the book Wonder and the movie Wonder by R.J. Palacio, where, you know, August says in there, everybody deserves a standing ovation at least once in their life. And I think for me watching this, it was like, I think the reason I got real emotional was, it was Bunny's moment. You know, like, this is her moment. no matter how well she's done on YouTube, no matter how many subscribers she's gained, to really show her heart and soul of who she is as a person, this was her moment. And when you show people your moment, you allow them to believe that they too can have a moment. And she did that for me. And it was inspiring, to sit here and watch this. And I just sat there and I watched these 2 videos that she's put out since this came out. And I just was in absolute awe of her, honesty and her just authenticity. Shane crying on video, I just can't, okay? Because y'all know I'm a big crier. I love Shane. I just couldn't. I was just bawling my eyes out watching him cry, Because I think to have some idea of something that you want to do, to see it fully realized, and then to have it be successful is just such a cool feeling if you've ever felt it at least just once in your life. Throughout this whole video, she talks about, like how she is really struggling and she was in this dark place and all this kind of stuff. And it's really hard for me to ever watch any YouTuber or any, YouTube video and unless it's, alien experiences or time travelers, because y'all know I'm obsessed with the time traveler videos. But anyway, unless it's if it's of a YouTuber like that, where they're just getting on there and they're completely telling their story, which I have to believe going forward, we are gonna see many, now I've been doing this for a while, I've been telling my story, and just nobody wanted to listen was the problem, okay? But I think that going forward, we're gonna see so many YouTubers get on and just strip it all down and be their real selves. And it was interesting because I loved when she talked in there about she was doing this one video and she was showing clothes and she was making funny faces and stuff like that. And she was a lot of people were like, well, who's the real Bunny? Well, I can sit on here and be like, when you go out to dinner with your friends, do you not crack jokes? Do you not do fun? You can have a funny side and have a serious side. And that doesn't mean that any side is fake, It's all part of who you are, especially if it comes within your soul. But I think the interesting word that she continued to use was mask for me, because if she said it, then she was aware that at some point along the way, she was masking who she was. And the reason that was so important for me, especially when she was talking about, where she went through this really dark period and all this kind of stuff, was because, I was thinking about, and I talked, and maybe it's just because on the heels of what I did my vlog about last night, but I was thinking about the year that my mom passed away, and today is the day, 10 years ago. But previous to that, I left a 13-year career. I resigned from. I had no real idea of what I was doing next. I stepped into something else, but I was terrified. I had left an almost 7-year relationship. I had moved out of my apartment that I had lived in forever, and it just, everything for me was terrifying. I felt like there was no ground underneath me, and I felt like everything I did was taking a risk. Everything, meeting somebody new was taking a risk, or trying to go and get another job was anything that I did was taking a risk. Recently, I heard a quote that Maya Angelou told Oprah, and what she said was, when you are in the middle of the biggest tragedy of your entire life, look up and say thank you, because you're about to learn the most valuable lesson you have ever learned. And through that year that was absolute hell for me, I learned that I can get through anything. I learned that life is very, very short, and that what you put into it is yours, that you can accomplish all of your dreams. You can be as successful as you possibly want to be. I love that Bunny in her video addresses success, because success is how you define it. So, for somebody that success is to have a happy home, to have a happy family, and to work 10 hours a week in a part-time job, you're extremely successful if that's what you want to do. If success to somebody else is, I just want to graduate from high school, or I just want to graduate from college, or get into a college, or get into a sorority, or be able to pay off my debt, whatever your terminology is around success will make you a successful person. Hers is different than everybody else's. But for a lot of us, we have to go through some really, really difficult times. The trick is not staying stuck in it. The trick is putting one foot in front of the other and moving through it. And I really think that what Shane did was he just pushed her and he just said, we're out of this. Get out of this. You're in this rut. Just get out of this rut. And I think he showed her, okay? He made her feel important for a second, so that she could say, you know what, I matter to somebody else. If Shane Dawson is willing to do this video series about me, I must matter. And then she came back and what she fully realized was, It's not about Shane. It's not about the other YouTubers out there. It's not about the numbers. It's not about the subscribers. It's about you. It's about the viewers. And she says that, and that was the part that I loved so much, was that she sat in there and she talked about the people that loved her, and she talked about the, the lush, thing that she, meet and greet that she had. I think, like, for a lot of us, it's easy to get stuck in a rut. My life today is, I have the most amazing life in the entire world. I get to make YouTube videos on 4 different channels. I have an amazing marriage. I wrote a book. I have so many good friends. Every day that I wake up, I get excited. But I had to go through what I went through because it's the bitter and the sweet. I had to go through some real horrible times to realize you're going to come out on top. And Bunny she's going to come out on top. She's already started that process. One of the favorite things underneath there was I was reading one of her videos, or reading her comments underneath her videos. And this young lady, who I will keep their name private, said on there that she was 10 days sober. And as a person in recovery, that means a lot to me. And she said that she was 10 days sober. And she was really struggling. And watching Bunny and Shane together got her through a couple days. And I was like, see, you're touching people's souls and you don't even realize it. That's what you just got back. That's the peace you just got back. See, that passion inside of you, that it's one person on the other side of the camera watching you. It's not 10 million. It's not 12 million. It's one person over there watching what you have to say and applying it to their life. And today, Bunny, I'm very thankful for you. You made me realize what an amazing life I have. It's easy for all of us to have that one year that everything was fantastic, and to keep on going back and going back and going back and comparing everything to that year. But when we do that, what we forget is that there are years ahead of us that are really great, awesome things are going to happen, and we're going to miss those because we're so fixated on living in the past. I'm so thankful for Shane and Bunny for doing these videos. They were just absolutely phenomenal. They were a mix between funny and spooky kind of, and just genuine and authentic and real. And I'm so excited to see what happens next. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.